Hello, my name is Nikulski. I'm from Germany. I ride BMX flatland. I do this right now for 11 years. So kind of hard, like riding every day. And that's what I do. The thing was, like, I was starting BMX at first, like buying me a super shitty BMX bike and playing around in the local skate park. And there was this one dude, like, riding alone with the nicest music in this parking lot and doing this, like, stuff which is no one doing, you know? Nice. And I was staring at this guy like, bro, I want to ride like this. And it was flatland, actually. So I decided to buy a flatland bike and then starting to ride flatland, actually. And that was the start of the whole thing.
My name is Dustyn. I'm 28 years old. I'm riding since 14 years now. And I got like, I don't want to say it was not super special how I get into BMX flatland. So I saw it just in the parking lot. And I know already like different kind of BMX and I already had a BMX. But I was riding more street and dirt. And then I saw this guy was doing like this kind of breakdance on the bike and I was like, what's that? Like I want to do especially this. Yeah, and then I just started to ride flatland 14 years ago.
The local scene in Germany, though, I mean, the golden times passed away, actually. It was much bigger in the past. I don't know why, but it's still pretty cool. I mean, I live in Berlin, and in summer times we have 6 riders, 7 riders on this one spot, like having a jam session, you know. I mean, it's still pumping, but it was quite more in the past, actually.
Of course, there were like some riders I was looking up to in the past. So we not really had like a scene in our city. So we just started with like 3 or 4 was friends of mine, like, and we didn't know anything about BMX. So we had to watch all the videos on YouTube. And of course, there was like some rider that you love to and that you look up to. And then, yeah, you just start to do the same kind of tricks. And then it's getting more professional. You start to do your own kind of tricks. And even if it goes like to competitions, so we get points for like being original. And yeah, you need to change that.
You need something like a hero in your sport or in whatever you do. So I was watching a lot of like all this VHS stuff and like DVDs actually, and yeah, that was my motivation to ride every day. Like really the first riders were like old US riders like Ed Nussbaum. His name was Ed Nussbaum. And he was one of the first riders who like doing all the spin stuff, you know. And after this, I was watching a lot of the stuff of Matthias Danois. So he was one of my heroes too. So he was like super young and bringing all this super nice flowy style into it. And yes, that was my beginning of like watching all the flatland videos.
The normal BMX flatland bike would be like way more lighter. Then you have like shorter frames or like bent tubes. You have a higher seat to make the tricks kind of easier. But Kevin and me, we prefer like to have a normal BMX bike.
So my personal style is about going fast and going with the flow. That's what I can say actually. So yeah.
My style, it's hard to say. Yeah, fast. Fast, that's pretty much it. Fast and smooth. Yeah, we always try to make it look easy. That's like, yeah, that's like the main goal. Of course, you always try to learn new tricks, to make it more stylish, or to, like, the hardest point is to make something new, which is stylish, original, and super hard. So you always try to push yourself to better tricks. And of course, I'm doing this. The longest trick, it probably cost me, to have it like safe for competition, that you can land it like pretty much every time, it's 3 years. almost 3 years.
It's completely different, but there are really some tricks you want to figure out for years. You want to figure this trick out for years, and there's this one day, pam, and you locked it, you know? You unlocked it, actually, sorry. And it's super different, which kind of tricks, but yeah, some tricks you practice for years and years, and then this one day, pow, you unlock it. So.
We introduced it more or less like, it's like practicing on a bike, and then we show them like easy tricks. I hold them like in this balanced position, and yeah, they just start with like easy balance tricks. So you don't start with like spinning tricks or stuff like that. Yeah, for example, there was also a reason why I kind of also get into BMX flatland, because you don't need the skate park, so you can do it pretty much everywhere. I mean, sure, you need to have like this perfect flat surface, which is like cribby and stuff like that. But for example, when you start, it don't need to be like super good. You can also like do like some basic tricks, like balance tricks. You can do it in your living room. Like you can do it pretty much everywhere. I mean, BMX always had like this kind of ups and downs. I don't really matter about that. The only thing I matter about is like to getting new people into riding BMX flatland. But it's always kind of hard because the sport is not easy. So you need to try the same trick all the time for years. It can cost you 3 or 4 years to do like just some of it. But it really depends like how much you want it, about your discipline, your motivation and everything. But for kids, it's really easy to learn something new. So I think it's pretty good to start like with a young age. That's why I also do like workshops after shows, and you have like young kids, they're like 5 or 6 years old, and you can already see like they're practicing like way more faster. And I think that's the way how to grow the sport again. Or with competitions, like the FEES is doing as well. You have like live streams there in the TV. And
Nice.
what we do now. So it's always good to show flatland to our audience.
It's good to see that brands and events pushing flatland actually, because it's like a flatland contest. It's a really nice show. It's a vibe, you know, it's like firing. And it's really cool to see that the FEES is hooking up flatland so good and give flatland a really nice show. So it's really cool to see how this sport is growing, and the people really say, bro, it's cool, you know. It's definitely FEES, for sure. So really, FEES in Montpellier, shout out. It's a blast. I'm telling you, like flatland, like the last year, 2019, the flatland final was like really the last event of the event, you know. So it was the final, and it was pumping. The crowd was massive. Everybody is going insane because you don't have like this big park. There is this one guy riding into it, and for a visitor, you are so far away from the main rider. But when you have this flat court, the flat court is not super big, and you have this only one rider riding in the middle, and you can't understand the tricks he's doing, you know, and you are so close to the rider, and there's a different energy, you know. So it's like, it was super sick in Montpellier last year. Sometimes I did some like not like new tricks, but not that safety tricks. And I pulled it because I was like motivated of the crowd, because as a rider you feel the energy when 20,000 people shouting your name, you know, that's awesome. I mean, for me as a rider, you don't think about the crowd. At some point, you know, when you go for the final run, you are with the ground, with your bike and with yourself. And it's like, sure, it's super stressy. It's like really hard to ride a competition like this when everybody is watching your fails, your pull combos, you know. Like there's a big pressure actually. So, and as a big pro rider, you have to handle it. Nice. That's what it is. I mean, it's good to ride these kind of contests where like there's a big crowd, where there is like live television and they have a good live stream and all this stuff. It's really good to ride actually this contest. But I think you have to pull more video content, more of it, you know, like it's, cause a contest run you will forget after 2 days, after a week at least. So, and when you put out a really good video part, so it's forever. I mean, the internet is super fast, even Instagram, you're scrolling. But when you put out something really arty, good content, good tricks, and when you're happy with this, it's like, it's for the future, you know? So it's there. For me, as a professional flatland rider, for me, is the sport and the art, like, it's completely, it's one thing. They're not both things. Like, it's completely one thing, cause even when you ride your bike, you can do the biggest tricks, like, as the sport factor, you can do the biggest tricks, but it looks salty, you know, like sketchy, salty. So, and you have to bring your own style, your own flow. When it's the same work, like working on your flow and on your style, like working on big tricks. And people, sometimes they don't see it, but it's the same work. And when you bring this together, you're getting like a serious pro rider.
I like to be in front of the camera, but I also like to be in different kind of sports. So I always did I also got into surfing 5 years ago, I think. Then I'm also going to the gym pretty much, I don't know, like 3 or 4 times a week. Because you need to. If you just ride your bike, like you destroy your body. And yeah, I was always in other sports and I like to film that as well, to get to know these personalities, like the way of thinking or how they think about the sport. So you always need to have like kind of a big mind to I don't know, like to land one trick or to climb this wall or whatever.
When you ride BMX, your whole entire life, so you don't getting bored, but you need something different where you can clear your mind, you know? So somehow, at some point, you get stuck with your mind when you ride every day your BMX, you know? And for me, is surfing the perfect escaping for my mind. So I go in the water, I'm with the nature, I'm sit in the water and watching the set is coming. So for me, it's like clearing my mind completely. And I'm ready to ride bike the next day or even the same day. So, and also for my body, when I'm pedaling and out in the water, it's like, for me, a completely different way to move my body. Like when I ride my bike, my chest is not open, it's like closed, and I'm sitting on the bike every time like this. But once I'm pedaling, I open my chest, and it feels good for my body to keep my center. Sure, it's good when you have a spot like in Lisbon where you can ride your bike every day, you go to Estoril and you can surf, you know? So it's pretty cool actually, but I don't choose all my places at these both things. But yes, when I go to Cali or to some places where you have an ocean in front, why not? Bring your board with you and shred the waves. It's a vibe, cause I live in Berlin. Berlin is like super big, it's busy, it's stressful. I mean, Lisbon is not small, but it's way smaller than Berlin. And I really feel the people are way smoother, you know, so it's more south, you have more energy of the sun, people are more chill. The spot over here, the flat spot, is perfect. So this is for me my training spot. So in the winter time, when it's super freezing out there in Berlin, I come over to ride my bike here and even go over to the coast and surf. So that's what it is.
Lisbon is definitely on the list. Like, the whole scene is nice. We have like super good riding spots. The weather is always nice, so we escape the German winter. Japan is like nowadays like the biggest scene. They have like flatland schools. There are sometimes like 30 riders on one spot. In Europe, for example, you have like more or less like 2 riders on one spot, or you have 1 rider for 1 city. So it's not really that common or that big. But in Japan you have like a lot of competitions, schools, they do workshops after shows. So I think Japan is like the biggest scene. Kids, like this advice, you can learn everything in your life. It just depends like how much motivation you have and how much energy you put in. For us it's the same, we are not anything special, we just practice a lot. And that's how you get good into something. So it doesn't matter what you do, just practice.
My advice, have fun. So like when you want to ride your bike, I know the first years is always fun, you know, like you can't sleep, you want to ride every day. But I want to say like the kids who start BMX, they really need like a line in their life, you know. So you have a lot of practice actually, but don't forget the fun, you know. Like I saw some people burned out, so please don't forget the fun and do whatever you want. That's what it is.